All right, what's going on YouTube? Today we got a low taper fade. Well, really we do a mid taper. We do a mid taper on our client, like mid slash low. An elite waiver. As y'all can see, we're gonna cut the hair down 1.5. Get our boy right. Let's lock in. Let's get into it. We might throw some beard content into it. All right, y'all. First thing we're gonna do is kind of a little bit behind schedule. We're just gonna comb our client's hair out. It's best to start off combing the waves real quick, just lifting the waves up off of the scalp, y'all, so we can like really kind of just lock and get our foundation lifted up and get whatever we need cut down, cut down to that proper length. We don't want the waves glued to his head or anything like that. We want it nice and lifted up off of the scalp so the clipper can smoothly run through there and cut everything down. All right, we're using our TPOB plates. Let's zoom out for y'all real quick so y'all can see what I got on here. We do not have the chunk blade on here. We got the normal EXO play blade. Putting on that, they got a piece of hair. Boom, we're gonna get that off. 1.5. Boom. We're gonna do level all the way closed. And we're just gonna cut the hair down. Because I'm cutting the hair down with a 1.5, what does that mean? That means that when we start our fading process, our down fading for our tapers on the side, the highest guard that we will be using is a number 2 guard. You use the highest guard that you use when it comes to fading, debulking, moving down, is the next level guard up from whatever you cut the hair down with. So, and that's the technique that I use, and that gets me a nice seamless blend. Man, this camera just looks amazing, y'all. I'm so glad I invested in this camera, y'all. I had a really good camera. We're just gonna keep cutting the hair down before I get to rambling real quick. But man, we had just invested in this new camera, y'all, that looks amazing, y'all. So it just looks a lot more clear to me. And y'all, when y'all get scared, y'all be able to do this. Just back and forth, comb, lifting everything up off of the scalp. Again, we're gonna turn the comb around. You want to be very careful around a client waiver, around his crown, because you do not want to be considered a crown killer. And we're going with the grain, y'all. If y'all new to barbering or if y'all just starting to barber, look, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show y'all right here for this crown area right here. The crown is is not the thickest part of the hair, so we're gonna actually open up the lever and slowly start cutting it down. Because if you cut it down too low, it's gonna look a lot lighter than the rest of the hair. So even like this, at this point right now, with the lever all the way open, it looks about the same length, or it has that illusion of being the same length as the rest of the hair. So we're gonna leave it right there. We went all the way open, and then we close the lever down one, and it looks the same exact way. It gives that illusion. So you can keep the crown nice, full, and thick, and not really play too much about cutting it down too low or anything like that. And then proceed with the lever all the way closed and cut everything down. All right, y'all, so after that, we're gonna take a wave brush and we're just gonna brush everything down. And this is just to make sure all the pieces of hair that we did cut, we're gonna step on this side of the chair, which we're not supposed to. I'm just doing this for the camera. You're always supposed to stay on that side where the ring lights, are coming towards our client. But we're only doing this just to get all these little pieces of hair that's stuck inside of his hair. We don't want him going like on his day-to-day basis after this, or going home and buku hair just falling on his face that I didn't get out of his hair from cutting it down. Yo, look how nice these waves are, y'all. This is about to be a 5 to 2. All right, y'all, for this haircut right here, we're gonna start setting all the guidelines. This is setting up our foundation so our haircut could be symmetrical and everything. So we're gonna do an upside down U shape, like a horizon type of shape. Going from the top of his ear, all the way down to the side. And then everything above that, we just cut it off. Well, everything below that, my bad, y'all, my bad. Y'all don't cut into the person's waves. Just like that. We're gonna preserve this right now, just kind of leave it alone. And keep in mind, it's always good to have an actual placement. I use the top of his ear lobe, I wanna say that's what it's called. And I just make a horizon type of shape. And now we're gonna take it and do the same thing to the other side. And then for the back of the head, we're gonna take it up to its most thickest at right here. A lot may say, oh, he's starting too high, but y'all gonna see whenever the heck is finished. You wanna make this guideline, you know, pretty even as well. And y'all, if you're not really skilled or don't really have a system yet, or you're trying, obviously everybody trying to get good at haircut. That's why you're watching this video. That's why I'm making it for y'all and explaining it to y'all. But y'all could have a choice to set it in with the trimmers if y'all want to, or y'all could set it in, well, these guidelines, these foundational guidelines, you could set it in with a clipper. A clipper won't create a hard guideline or harsh guideline, and it's easier to take out. So that's the difference between the two, why you will use one over the other. But trimmer is more sort of a cleaner look, a more bordered. All right, y'all. So the first thing we're gonna do is create this second guideline. Touch it a little bit. Boom, right there. You wanna make sure you're using the edge of your clipper. You don't wanna use the whole clipper whenever you're doing a low taper or a mid taper. And the lever was all the way open. Now we're just slowly moving down, blending everything out. You can pull on the scalp or stretch the skin to see the blend a lot better, to help you get that full blend that you want. And y'all about to see how easy this process is. Boom. And what I told you at the beginning of the video, the highest guard that we will be using is a 2 guard, because we did everything down with a 1.5. The lever is all the way open, and we're just working in the confines of this area right here. That's all we're doing. We're not trying to fade it like this, like a high taper. We're working in these areas right here. And boom, we're just gonna slowly move down from that point. Using my corners, lifting one side up so it don't touch too much right there, because that's what's gonna make our sharp lines, y'all. That is what's gonna make our sharp, crispy lines that y'all will see. 1.5. This time we're gonna switch to a brush because we had our lower part and this hair is a little bit more fine. Level all the way open, and we continue where we had left off from with our number 2 guard. And we're just slowly moving down. We're allowing the comb, which is the guard, to feed the hair to the clipper blades. And we're slowly moving down. I'm about to move the camera a little bit closer so y'all can see. Right there, I'm trying to get a good angle to where it's not all blurry and everything. 1 guard. You can detail as you go with this type of haircut, but I'm gonna do a lot of my detailing at the end. Close the lever, move down. Close the lever, move down. Close the lever, move down. Right here, I'm making sure I'm being disciplined. I'm staying disciplined, and I'm not really touching none of this area right here. I'm gonna go ahead and use my corner at this point. Lever all the way closed. Just notch at this bottom guideline. Boom, just like that. And now we're gonna take our 0.5. This is the smallest guard, our half. And I'm gonna stay disciplined to make sure I stay disciplined, level all the way open. And we're just gonna use our corners, just detail. I don't wanna restart this whole entire fade, y'all. His hair is a little bit more fine, so that's why I'm taking extra precautions. Boom. Just making sure this blend coming together, y'all. Just like that. And now we can start our detailing process. We're gonna use the second speed that we have. Turn our clippers to the side, angle it down a little bit, and just detail in these places. Boom. Just like that, detailing. It's a slow process, it's a fast process. It's a slow process at first until you get the speed down pack with it. Detailing, making sure everything is coming together at a nice, smooth blend. Now we're gonna take this one, we're gonna do the next level type of stuff. We're gonna move this camera for y'all real quick. My bad, y'all, my bad. And we're gonna go with the grain. We're gonna go with the grain until we feel like all it is blended out. Boom. Now we're gonna move down with the 1 guard. This is just the extra mile. 1 guard, comb everything. Level all the way open. And then we slowly move down. We're trying to make that seamless blend, that seamless graduational blend. Level all the way closed, and that is it. Now we gotta go to the other side and do the back. Y'all, it's the same exact process that we're following. We're not changing no steps up. This hair grows the same exact, you know, on this side of his head, it grows the same exact way. So you're gonna use the same exact steps. So the haircut could look the same exact way on both sides. That symmetric look that you want. If you're wondering why your tapers look differently on both sides, then because you're switching up your steps. You're not staying disciplined, you're not following through. You need to be able to follow through to do these things. Boom. With our 1.5. And y'all, this is a quick process, which I'm showing y'all right now. This taper shouldn't take more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes to do one side. Maybe even a minute if you really doing it fast, if you're on the time frame. When I know I'm on a time frame, that's when I move ultra speed, y'all. One guard, and I can get it done. That's how you gotta be in barber competitions. I've been in a few barber competitions, about 5, 4. Want some trophies? I don't want a little something. Y'all let me know if I should bring y'all on my vlogs to like barber competitions and stuff like that. Really showing y'all the process, prep and stuff like that, getting ready. We're gonna treat it like it's Mr. Olympia time. You know, we about to compete in a bodybuilding thing. It is nerve-wracking being in a barber competition. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Butterflies in your stomach and everything. This is the ideal client that I most definitely would take with me. He has nice hair, nice blend. Y'all can see the line about to be sharp if y'all can't tell. I can already tell. I see the haircut before I even do the haircut. I know what I want, know what I need to do. I know the steps that I need to take before I even start the haircut, y'all. That just comes with knowing what you're doing and knowing your steps. I can't like preach that enough. Not just moving through the motions, not trying to move buku fast, anything like that. And y'all, this is a nice angle of me detailing. Little strides, literally using the corners. I'm gonna show everything, breaking down all these pieces of hairs. I'm bringing down big clumps of hairs that's together, making sure it just gives off that nice blend. Can't have a nice blend of hairs that clumped up together, so we're breaking them apart. I would say only move that notch down one time when detailing, because you don't want to take too much hair away. That's why we're using our clipper on our slowest, part. So right now, y'all, we do the same exact thing to the back. And once the back is blended, we're gonna show y'all my liner prep. We're gonna show y'all the simple liner prep, then we're gonna show y'all the more advanced liner prep. But it's the same exact thing for the back, same exact steps. You just have a bigger canvas or a bigger portion on the back. All right, y'all, and for the beard, it's gonna be the same exact thing. Level open, but you're actually moving, well, you're moving down still. But we're just gonna increase. It's like fading up almost. Bad, y'all. Now cut his beard down with a 1.5. Level all the way close. One guard all the way open. Slowly move down. And then we got a 0.5 guard. Very easy. Just like that. All right, y'all. For our liner prep, we're gonna give you again a cotton swab, alcohol, spray it, and then wiping down all the designated areas that will be lining up. Just thoroughly wipe it down, y'all. Wipe it down. Just makes it pretty dry so you can get that nice ash line that we want. And then we're gonna take our blow dryer. This is our Dyson Supersonic. Boom. and then blow dry everything. Cold air only. Y'all see that blue? Cold air only, y'all. Just like this. Until dry, and then we add our holding spray. Boom. Holding spray. Today we're gonna be using level 3. First we're gonna brush it down because we don't want the hair just standing up. Just like that. And I'm being careful not to really get it on his skin or anything like that. Just so it won't be like no hard ash line. And then we blow dry everything on cold air as well. Alright, now we're gonna proceed to do the front liner prep. This is some lather that we're using. Just to lay the hair down. As y'all can see, the hair is laying down. I do this for not all hair textures, but mostly coarse hair textures. Anything straight, I kind of just go off of, you know, usually straight hair people, they don't really get stuff like this. But if I do have a straight hair person, I might use this, or I might just go ahead and go in with the my back liner prep. Just doing the holding spray and the alcohol. Now we're gonna leave this on our client, and then in a couple minutes, probably like 2 minutes, wipe them down, and then proceed to do the same liner prep that we did for the back neck area, lineup area. All right, y'all. Now we're gonna take our trimmer, find a nice spot, and just line our client up. Look how I'm only using one hand to line up my client. I'm using this other hand as a balancing tool, so his head kind of don't just keep pushing that way whenever I put the clippers on my client. Hopefully I can see from this angle. And then right here to get around the edge, we just use our corners, our edges. Just like that. Boom. Just like that, y'all. Look how clean that looks. And the biggest thing is making sure both of these lines are coming down in the same exact side, like the same exact angle. So that's what we're gonna try to do right now. We're gonna try to match the two. Just so it can have the symmetrical, nice, clean photo type of finish, photo look. Just like that, we're gonna continue. Move the camera for y'all. Continue to round it out. We're gonna go against the grain. And to go against the grain, we gotta start from this ear now, and then work our way into the previous lineup, or the rest of the lineup. Just like that. So right here for the C cup, we're gonna start at the top. Here's a smaller C cup than most of my clients. I'm gonna start at the top right here. Go back down to the bottom to where the hair is most full at. And then work our way into connecting these 2 points. And look how beautiful that C cup is. Just like that. How that look, y'all? Boom, how that look? Now for the front. The front, first thing you want to do, this is how I make my lineups even. We want to start by matching both C cups. So I'm going to look at this C cup, see where it's at. Look at the height where this one ends at. Look at the height on this side. And now we're just going to try to make this little indent, the first beginning of it, and try to make them as even as possible to start it off. And I don't use nothing else but my barber's eye. Just looking at everything, and it looks pretty straight to me. Now we're going to go in. And add this C cup. Just like that. Yo, these tips are very, very easy, man. It's gonna get y'all a lot more consistent haircuts, y'all. Stay tuned in with the channel, y'all. Y'all don't be watching all the way through. Y'all be skipping through. You ain't gonna progress like that. Boom. Look how nice that looks. Now we're gonna start with the front. With the front, we're gonna start in the middle. Go up. Boom. This is our first beginner's point. This is our connecting point. This is where we're gonna connect everything to. Now we just work our way to our desired side. Our client usually has a front side and a weak side on every client, but this client has a pretty full, thick lineup, so we good. We just work towards whatever side we want to work towards. I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna work towards my right side. Boom. Keeping a straight line, as y'all can see. I'm gonna turn my client to the side. Create this vertical bar. Yeah, I'm gonna get at a different angle real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna move the camera. Do his vertical bar. We're gonna make sure we brush this way, just to get all that overhang so the haircut can last a long time. Just like that, y'all. Boom. Gotta clean that look. And then we're just gonna match the other side with this side. You know, these are me making my micro adjustments, just going in, tweaking it real quick before I go to the opposite side. And I'm only using the right half of my blade because I'm on the right side of my client. Now on the left side of my client, I'm gonna match the right side with what I already cut, what I previously cut, so I could keep continuing to have that straightness in the lineup. So we're going to go to the side, turn our client to the side from this angle, look at it, and now we're just gonna work our way over. Y'all, most of y'all need to stand back from y'all client. Y'all be like, oh, up here, boom, right there, and then the lineup be all crooked, y'all don't even know. Y'all gotta step back, look at it for what it is, and then go back in, do the lineup. Sometimes you gotta step back to see what it really is. Us as barbers, I know I like to get up close and personal with the lineup. Look at this side, see where that vertical bar landed at. Do the same thing for this side. Easy steps, y'all. And there we go to this finish, y'all. We gotta line up the mustache, the beard and everything. Boom. We're gonna do a little bit of the mustache right here for y'all. First what I like to do, I like to start at the bottom, barely tapping it. You should have sharp clippers, but my sharp clippers don't irritate the client's skin. But you should have sharp clippers, so it could make that sharp line up. Go to the top. I'm using my pinky, I'm balancing my pinky on this client's face, so I can have that nice balanced angle that I need, and I'm not just hovering the clipper like this all over the client's head. That you're leaving yourself a lot of room for error doing that, because nobody in this world has a balanced enough hand to sit there and do that. Right now I'm just making them even, just evening everything out, making sure it looks good. And that's it. Now we just do the front, sides, the back, underneath, and we'll be done. And all right, obviously our client does not need him to tilt your head, boom, boom. He doesn't need any enhancements or anything. We're gonna do light enhancements just to enhance the haircut just a little bit. We don't want our client full of black spray all on his lineup and everything. We're just gonna do light taps. This enhancement gun sprays out a lot. I had just got this enhancement gun. I'm gonna get a better one, but these work, but they break a lot. With just this part right here, this part breaks a lot. The needle, all that stuff. I'm trying to make it blend in with his skin, blend in with his hair texture and whatnot. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm trying to make it look settled, nice, clean. Trying to make it to where if he went out in public, people would not be able to tell that he even has enhancements on his face. Or I mean, not on his face. Obviously not on his face, yeah, but on his hair. So, can get a better angle for y'all so I can see. If y'all believe it or not, my waves had look exactly like this when I had waves. Yeah, some nice waves, y'all. So just like that. We will not be adding no pencil, just this and the razor lineup, which y'all about to see. So now, y'all, what we gonna do? With the razor blade, and it's the final touch that I do for all my clients. Yeah, they got a little piece of hair right there, gotta go. Stretch the skin just a tad bit. Boom. You want them nice. You're gonna slightly graze over the skin, not really adding no pressure with this razor blade. When I create my lines, I like to add a slight pressure. Not nothing too much. And you're gonna connect. Now, like, kid out, there's little pieces of hair that's right here in between his taper and his beard. So that's why I'm adding the two. Get a better angle for y'all. I think the camera is zoomed in. It is. We're gonna take it to the top of his mouth. So hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. We're gonna get it at an angle. I might need to switch the camera around. This is what a dry shave will get y'all, brother. We're gonna move the camera around so y'all can see a little bit better. Hopefully this is a better angle which y'all can see. I'm gonna try not to be in front of the camera too much. Nope, we need to switch. Trying to get the best angles for y'all, man. That's why we're moving the camera around so much. Right there, I think that's a better angle for y'all. This is how I do my beard work. This is how I get my sharp lines for my beard. You don't have to leave this thick old beard ash line. You want to take it to the bottom of the mustache. Then we're just going to brush everything off. No matter if I brush it off or if it's going to be I'm not just lining up nothing. When I do a client, when I line up the client's lineup and I line up the client's, beard and everything, I'm lining up actual hair. I just don't create an ash line for nothing. So when the client leaves the shop and he sweats and that ash line goes away, he can still has a nice lined up beard or nice lined up mustache. Just like that. Look how nice that is. This might be the thumbnail. Hold up. All right, y'all. Now the final step, basically, I'm gonna zoom out for y'all a little bit. You just trim over the hair. Not really touching the hair, and we're just getting all these little imperfections, y'all. Getting that perfect cut, all the little hairs just hanging over, all the little frizzy fuzzies. We're getting all that. We're getting all that. All right, y'all. And we're also gonna put some oil in our client's head just to get his waves all shiny. If y'all can see that or not, look at that. Look at that. This is what a real barber does, y'all. This is what a real barber does. Kind of nice his waves look. Just like that. All right, y'all, so this is the cut right here. Boom. A nice mid taper connected with the beard and everything. But look, it's H5 beef and not handling business in what you're doing. And we out.
And again, college football season kicks off tomorrow, 17th for Kansas State. Now we're time for them to kind of Carson, Jerry Jones, and the offer. Steve, and history, but that's.
I'm trying to keep my hands steady. I don't think this camera really got good stabilization. It do, but it don't. So, y'all, this is good. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all follow my Instagram. My Instagram should be right, boom, like right there somewhere. All right, y'all. But we out, man. We're gonna be going to a lot of Barbie events this year. Instagram is where y'all keep up with that. So y'all can meet me at the Barbie events and whatnot. If y'all choose to meet me, you can take pictures. Y'all can go on my page, and boom, we good. We out. Boom.
Benny, please don't do anything crazy.